Okay, and we continue the fifth Mishnah in the fourth Perek. The beginning of the Mishnah taught us about one who learns Torah for different reasons. You can learn Torah al manas lamed, you can learn Torah al manas la'asais. And now the Mishnah continues with Reb Tzadok teaches us the Torah is not an entity to be made into a crown to glorify yourselves with. Hillel continued, and he taught us that one who makes use of the taga, the crown of Torah, it's going to fade away. Continues the Mishnah, Hakol hanayo is midivrei Torah. From this you learn that anyone who gets any level of hana from the words of Torah, shenenem midivrei Torah b'olam hazeh, what happens? Strong words. Says the Mishnah, is a noitel chayov min ha'ilam. He's taking his life from this world. What does that mean? Explains Rabbeinu Yoina. Koloimar, min ha'ilam haba. It doesn't mean from this world. It means if you utilize the Torah, you get benefit from the Torah. In the next world, you're going to lose that world. It doesn't only mean that you learn Torah for honor, you learn Torah for money. This even means that, let's say, one uses his status as a Talmud Chacham to save himself from death. Maybe he registers as a clergy, and then the government doesn't bother him, etc., etc. So he's utilizing the Torah for his own personal benefit. That as well is forbidden. Shari Rabbi Tarfon continues the Mishnah that Reb Tarfon shekafsahu lahashlichai b'noar kisiburin shu listin. That what happened? That Reb Tarfon, they thought he was a listin, they thought he was a thief, and what did they do to Reb Tarfon? They tied him up and they threw him in to the river. V'lo yamar, and what did Reb Tarfon say? Ella oy litarfain shezeh hargoi. He screamed out, oy to tarfain, that this man is going to kill him. And the person realized, I just threw the Gadol Adar into the river. I just took Rav Tarfon, I tied him up, and I threw him into the river. Once he recognized that, the person who tied him up, the person that threw him in the river, ran away, and obviously Rav Tarfon was saved. So what do we see? What did Rav Tarfon say? Yo, I'm Rav Tarfon. What are you doing? He didn't say that. Because he didn't want to utilize the Torah for his own covet. All he said was, Oy litarfin. He didn't even put the Reb. And the person realized, Tarfon, hey, who's Tarfon? Oh, it's Rav Tarfon. Kol yamav shaloi say sadik oy mitzayir. And still, Rav Tarfon's entire life, he was mitzayir on this. V'amar, Oy li, woe is to me, shenishtamshi b'kisr shal Torah. That I utilize the crown of Torah. Why? How did Rav Tarfon utilize the Torah? Because Tarfon could have said, hey, I'll give you $1 million. Tarfon had a lot of money. So why did Rav Tarfon say the way that he saved himself by saying, hey, it's Tarfon? So that element of utilizing the Torah to save himself, that Rav Tarfon was mitzdayer his whole life over. So what do we see? We see the incredible importance. Obviously, this is a very high level. We're all holding at the level of mitech shalei lishma, balishma. We're all holding at the level, learn for the wrong reasons, do mitzvahs for the wrong reasons. Eventually, you'll get to the right reasons. But even within the world of shalei lishma to balishma, we have to realize, what does it mean to balishma? And that's what the Mishnah here is teaching us. The Mishnah here is teaching us the critical importance that the Torah is not an entity to be used for honor, for fame, even to save your life. All of that is incorrect. Continues Rabbeinu Yoina Nami says Gemara and Baba Basra, Rabbi Pasach Eisres Mishnas B'Teiris. Rabbi Rav Yehuda Anasi opened up storehouses during the years of famine. And Amar, and he said, he kansu Bali Mikra, Bali Mishnah, Bali Talmud. And he said, anyone who's a Talmud Chacham, they'll learn Chumash, learn Mishnah, learn Gemara, should enter and take food. But says Rabbi, Amaratzim should not enter. Dochak Rabbi Yonasan ben Amram, Rabbi Yonasan ben Amram, he pushed, v'nichnas, and he entered. And Amar Loi, and he said to him, Rabbi, Parnaseni, Rabbi, feed me. I need food, I'm starving. Amar Loi, So Rebbe said to him, Kareis, do you know how to learn Chumash? And he answered, Loi. Shaneis, do you know how to learn Mishnah? And he answered, Loi. Vim Kain, so Rebbe said, if so, how should I support you? How can I feed you? I said, only one who learns. Amar Loi. So Rav Yonasan ben Amram told Rebbe, Parneseni ki kelev u'ka'iref. Feed me like a dog. Feed me like a raven. Amad, he got up, upirnesai, and Rebbe fed him. Lach sheyatza amar Rebbe. So after he left, said Rebbe, Oy, Elisha nesati maman lamaretz. Oy, I gave money to Amaretz. Rebbe wasn't happy. Why did he feed this guy? Amar lefan of Rav Shimon Rebbe. So Rav Shimon says to Rebbe, Shema Yonis ben Amr Talmidchahu. Maybe that person was your Talmud. Sheina writes Elanis Mikavad Atayra. Meaning, maybe the guy really was a Talmud Chacham. And the reason he said he wasn't was he didn't want to benefit from the Torah. Badkai, Rebbe looked into it, Umatzu Kidvarov, and Rebbe realized that it was indeed his Talmud, who just didn't want to benefit from the Torah, but of course he was indeed a learned person. Amar Rebbe, when Rebbe realized that, he realized he made a tragic mistake. He realized he should never have closed the door to the storehouses to those who did not learn, and Yikansu HaKol, he let everyone in. Va'af Rebbe Amar leparnes b'chvoida Torah, el b'shnei b'tzayrish, shemitzla farnes is misha ein lo yidai machzayre, b'tzrich yish lo yilitol, ashlaya roitze Rebbe lanes b'mamoin la'ma'aretz. Even Rebbe's original kavana was he didn't want his money to go to Amaratzim, Rebbe l'tamei Rebbe in Paranis b'loylam b'shalam ha'aretz. But we see that at the end of the day, the critical importance not to utilize the Torah for any other reasons. And we conclude that Rabbi Yonis says, Aval Bikein, Yonis and Ben Amram, Lefnim Yishur Sadin also. Yonis and Ben Amram went beyond the letter of the law. The Kivan Shara, Shleim Mefarnes and Elabali Torah. Yonis Ben Amram saw that he's only supporting those who learn Torah. Amar said Yonis ben Amram and came b'chavoida Torah. Hey mefarnesin v'lo yiratzon es b'chavet and he didn't want to get that benefit. V'nearing devarim ki shema ilu lo ha'roitzin v'farnesin al menashu amaretz v'farnes b'chavoida Torah she'in avoin ze gadol mikol mitzvahs amuris b'Torah shnemer v'chay b'hem lo yishamos b'hem. Chutz ben hagimel yidui. So concludes Rabbeinu Yoina that obviously even though you should not get benefit from the Torah, but still Rabbi Yoina says that obviously you should not die for the sake of this mitzvah, for the sake of this mailah, of not getting benefit from the Torah. And then he concludes with one final example, with Rav Shimon, that similarly didn't want to get benefit from the Torah. And what we'll say to ourselves is this is a high level, but at least realize these levels exist. I think sometimes it's important that we just could understand what does it mean. Let's just understand this last story that we just read. This guy, this Rebbe, this Gadol, Yonis and Ben Amram is starving. There's no food. And their storehouses of food open. But they put up a sign that you can only take if you're a learned man. So this Yonis and Ben Amram, this Gadol, didn't want to come in and say he's a learned person, because then at some level, he's utilizing the Torah for his own benefit. So he went and he said, give me food. And Rebbe said, you learned? He said, no. You learn Mishnah? He said, no. And he didn't give him food until it was finally revealed that he indeed was a learned person. We see the incredible level, the lofty level that the Torah can make one reach, that even at the level to be able to live and give a little bit of food, even that little bit, one did not want to utilize the Torah. And of course, every little bit is another little bit, not to glorify oneself with the Torah, not to make someone big, but again, we have to all remind ourselves, let's learn for the wrong reasons. Let's learn to get honor, let's learn. And then hopefully one day we reach the level that we can do it for the right reasons.